we're going live and doing lives in a live stream. In a live stream, we're doing stuff and talking about the gods and the stuffs and things. And hi, Kitty. You want to come say hi to the people? Yeah, please don't knock that over. You want to come say hi to the people? People love cats. Come here. Let me use you for views. Come here. Come here. Okay. You'll still get pets, even if you don't want to let me use you for views. It is dark. That's bright. I can't win. I think this is the same as I had it. Alright, anyway, it's a live stream. It's a live stream. We're doing the things in the live stream. Hello. Welcome. Nobody's here yet, but like if you're watching this in the future, first off, if you're watching this in the future, thank you. Just see an hour or so long video of just a random dude rambling, and you'd be like, I want to watch that. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say no. In this one, I'm actually somewhat prepared. I actually have like notes and stuff that I can talk about in this one. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just kind of get up here and just make it up as I go along. And it's not always the most good idea. So try to have a little bit more preparedness. One thing that I will say, I'll go ahead and start on. Let's see. Rage baiting, I think, is a good one. A lot of people accuse me of rage baiting, of just like posting stuff just to upset people or stir the pot or bash Christians or people who believe in God or whatever else have you. That's not why I make this content. It is not why I enjoy this content. It is not even a happy coincidence or a happy coincidence, happy extra thing that happens as a result of making this content. It is unfortunately a thing that happens when you speak out against someone's system of beliefs. They're gonna be a little bit upset, and that's completely reasonable. But that is not my intention. I'm trying to advocate for ideas. I'm trying to get people to think. I'm trying to help people who might be questioning or might be deconstructing. I'm trying to speak out against something that I see as harmful. And that's why I'm making this content. I'm also just learning. That's one of the big things that this has become is just a hobby. I just have a religious studies hobby now, where I just dive into this stuff and learn new things and interact with people online and learn new things from them, and it's very fun. I very much enjoy it. What's happening? Nothing. Just a random person jibber jabbering on the internet. Trolling is a good thing. It can have its place. It can have its place. What was I saying? Learning. I like to learn. I like to learn. Hello. I like to learn. You like to learn? I like to learn. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Completely lost my train of thought. But I do love to learn. I've always been very passionate about religion. Even back when I was defending it as a Christian, I was very passionate about it. So, when I first started making content on social media, it wasn't even about religion. It was just me posting different things and seeing like what would stick. And I posted something about mental health, and it got more views than the other videos. And then I started posting more videos about mental health, and then that bled into my religious upbringing, and then that got even more views. I was like, oh, so the topic that I'm most passionate about gets me the most views. That's a happy coincidence. So, someone called you a furry? Own it. What are you talking about today? I don't know. I have a list. I actually do have a list of things that I'm kind of going through. Just talking about people who think I'm rage baiting. I also love getting comments. A lot of people leave comments, so you never talk about this, you never address this issue, you're going after low-hanging fruit. I address, because people are like, you don't address the kalam, or fine-tuning, or intelligent design, or the transcendental argument. Yeah, I have in the past a number of times in videos and lives. I'm sorry if you haven't watched all my videos. You're not obligated to, but I have. But and it's like those are just like a handful of arguments. I can't make every single video about the kalam. It's boring. It just boils down to God of the gaps. Done. Honestly, that's kind of what it comes to for me. Um, and people say, "Oh, nobody says that. You're going after low-hanging fruit when you respond to comments." When I'm responding to commenters, I'm responding to stuff. Hello, that I hear Christians say often, and get comments about often. So yeah, I understand. I'm not out here challenging the top Christians or the top apologists and challenging what they say. I'm talking to average, everyday people who believe in this stuff. It's people like, when they see the comments that I respond to, it's like, oh, there's low-hanging fruit. These aren't the top arguments. Who do you think's commenting on my videos? Do you think Jordan Peterson is hanging out in my comment section? He's not. It's average, everyday stuff. Plus, that just keeps the content fresh. So I'm not just talking about the kalam and intelligent design every other video. What happens after you die? It would seem that after we die, all of the things going on in our brain that make our consciousness, our thoughts, our feelings, our memories, all that stuff just kind of stop. And that consciousness, us, we, just kind of goes away. I kind of think of it as a projection from a projector. A projector is projecting a projection onto a canvas. When you turn that projector off, that projection just kind of goes away. It just kind of stops because the things that were making that projection stopped. So it's kind of what it seems will happen after we're gone. It just stops. We don't exist anymore. Does the soul ever die? I don't believe in souls personally. From my understanding of them, they're infinite, immortal things. So if a soul exists, I would assume it wouldn't die. But I don't believe in them. Somebody commented a while ago, please look at different ideas of God. I do. Not only do I study different religions, I also study different denominations of Christianity. I also get my comment section not filled, but plenty of comments about different Christians or different people with their different ideas of God. I've been presented with so many different ideas of what God is, what he wants from us, how his relationship with us works, all that stuff. So I've been exposed to plenty of different ideas of God, and there's still more out there that I'm going to keep exploring. After we die, no more consciousness. I agree. Yeah, it's not the most fun thing to think about. I would very much like there to be something else until God brings us back from the dead. Maybe. I don't really have any reason to believe that, but I'd like to believe that there's something else. The idea of ceasing to exist isn't my favorite thing. I would kind of prefer if that wasn't the case. I also get comments. I just have like a list of comments. If I'm saying things randomly, it's just because I'm looking at a list. I'm kind of trying to find some that are kind of close to what we're talking about, but it's not happening. I get comments. If I point out something horrible that God does in the Old Testament, like mass genocides or commanding genocides, sometimes people will comment, oh, you don't even believe that it's real, so why do you care? You're saying God's a monster, but you also don't even believe in God. So how does that work? So I talk about two different things when it comes to my content. I talk about whether or not we should believe in a God. Specifically, I focus on the Christian God. And then I talk about whether or not we should follow this God if this God is real. It's the top one. Yes. Um, if this God is real. That's the two things I'm talking about. So obviously, when I'm talking about the monstrous God depicted in the Bible and the horrible things in the Bible, I'm not talking about it in a sense of this God is real, he's a monster. I'm talking about it in a sense of if this God is real, if you believe this God is real, this is what this God is. He's kind of a monster, you shouldn't follow it. Because that's always the two parts. If God proved himself to be real, would you follow him? No, I wouldn't. God can't just show up and prove that he's real because it would violate free will. No, it wouldn't. Because belief already isn't a free will topic. You're either convinced enough of something to warrant a belief, or you're not. You could want to believe or not believe something. You can maybe trick yourself into believing or not believing something, but at the end of the day, you're either convinced enough to warrant a belief, or you're not. Free will comes when you would choose whether or not to follow this God. And if this God actually were to present himself, maybe more people would choose to follow him. Maybe more people would choose to follow Christianity, but not everybody would. So we would still have that free will option. But since we have no idea if he even exists, we have nothing to play with. We have nothing to go off of. So it's just, I don't know. What would I pay for eternal life? Not much. I don't know. Like what's our monetization system? What do we? Because I wouldn't trade people. I'll cease to exist long before I trade people. I don't know, a year off my life, maybe something like that. I personally believe this physical realm is a metaphor for an unseen realm. Maybe. Explain that a little bit more. That sounds interesting. If you could. I'm not demanding you. I'm asking. Sorry. That this physical realm is a metaphor for an unseen realm. So it's like the unseen realm, but not quite, or getting us ready for the unseen realm. Eternity is not locked into time and space. Well, yeah, if there is an afterlife where your soul goes, time and space aren't really going to be a thing. Heaven isn't really affected by time and space. God isn't really affected by time and space. Assuming that's the afterlife situation that we're talking about, that we're going to have. Because it could not be. It could be some other afterlife situation from another religion, or it could be some afterlife situation that we haven't even thought of. Let's say you get an entire galaxy to rule forever. What would you pay? I'm not really interested in ruling a galaxy. Don't put me in charge of anything. You hear atheists complain about the terrible job God is doing, if he's even real. I couldn't do it. Looks like Drake Bell, low-key. I'm not sure how I should take that. I mean, I guess for just going on looks, I could take it as a compliment. Just going off of looks. Before the controversy, yeah. That's why I'm saying just based on looks. And there's a lot that we don't know. I like to put forth the God of the gaps argument quite often. Just because you don't understand how it works doesn't mean it must be a God. And people sometimes shoot back in the comments saying, just because we don't know how it works doesn't mean science is going to explain it someday. It doesn't mean it has to not be God. I agree. But we've had so many gaps in our knowledge throughout human history that we used to fill in with all kinds of supernatural things that we now have good scientific explanations for. So science, there's so much more to study and to play with and observe. There's so much more tangible. Not showing too much of my balding forehead. My hairline's slowly receding. What was I talking about? Science. We have more to play with and to observe and to look at when it comes to science. When it comes to the supernatural, we have nothing. We have nothing to look at, nothing to study, nothing to even look if it's even there. So it's not ruling out God in the future. It's just saying we don't know, therefore we don't know. Maybe science will explain it, maybe it won't. Maybe a God will come and explain it, maybe it won't. I'd put money on science explaining something before God is an explanation. Seems like a better chance of it being science, if it's even explained by anything. But yeah, we don't know. Man, all my childhood fave celebs ended up being weirdos. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Even like some old YouTubers that I used to watch, that I loved watching, they were great. I would say they're great people. They were, great in the content. And then like, there was some stuff. There was some controversy. They had to go get weird behind the scenes. And now it's like, I liked your video. Like, your videos served as comforts. Your videos got me through like hard times. Now I can't like go back and reminisce nostalgically and enjoy your old videos because I know that you're weird. I can't enjoy it anymore. You just ripped it from me. So this idea is the foundation for not only Christianity, when the Bible says God created man in his image, but occultists have a saying that goes, as above, so below. Okay. Every time I ask an atheist what they would pay for eternal life, I get the same answer. Not much, don't care. I don't know. I wouldn't, my big hang up is, like, what are we talking about paying? Like suffering, an eye, loved ones, money, time on earth, like, monetarily. I don't know. I don't care too much. I've been asking, don't attack me. I hope I didn't attack you. Did I attack you? I hope I didn't attack you. Remember when Chris Crocker and Smosh dominated YouTube in 07? I do. Some of the old YouTube channels. I really liked Achievement Hunter growing up, especially like when I was in high school and stuff. And then the whole thing happened with Ryan. I don't know if any of you know who Achievement Hunter is, but the whole thing happened with Ryan, and then I don't like watching it. Plus, I was a very different person when I was like in high school and stuff, and some of the jokes that they told that I thought were funny back then, looking back, I'm like, that's not funny. That's discrimination, and that's not really here for it. So, how do you believe when the universe came into existence? Miss YouTube before ads. I have a buddy who has some money. He got a YouTube Premium family plan, just so he could add some of his friends to his plan. So I'm one of them, so I have YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads. I can watch a 12-hour video if I wanted to, completely ad-free. It is amazing. I'm not really a subscription service type of person. Like, we get some subscription services, like Disney Plus or whatever, from other people, that you're not supposed to. But like, if we couldn't have those subscription services, I really wouldn't care. It's like, all right, I guess we just don't have that anymore. I think YouTube Premium, if anything happens and my buddy can't have me on the family plan anymore, I think I would have to pay for YouTube Premium. I can't go back. I can't go back to having ads. I cannot go back to having ads. Especially, I've gotten into listening to audiobooks. I'm currently listening to a 5-hour-long audiobook of the Book of Psalms. I can't have an ad pop up every 30 seconds. I have no idea how old you'll be turning. Maybe I should get that for myself in 12 days on a V-Day. My birthday is in 7 days. So happy early birthday to you. I know nothing about you. I don't even know what you look like or anything. Actually, yeah, I do. If I squint real hard, you have a profile picture. You're probably like somewhere in your 20s. I don't know who that is. You have an ad blocker? How does that work? So you just like download an ad blocker that blocks your ads? Is that legal? We're turning 26. Nice. I'll be turning 27. So, about my age. I'm not really excited. I'm one of those people, I'm really not pressed about my birthday. Some years I'm a little bit more excited about it than others, but like I work in a perishable department, a refrigerated department, so like a lot of things are really short dated. So I do date checks every single day, and I've noticed that like the 26th, my birthday, are coming up like in dates, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's coming up. Not happy about that, you know. My manager tried to get me the days off because my usual days off are Wednesday, Thursday, and he tried to get them off. He's like, I can give you have any like personal time? I can switch your days. I'm just like, no, it's fine. I'm not really pressed about it. Got any plans? I'll be going to an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet with my family. That sounds fun. I hope you enjoy that. No, I work, and then I have my 2-day weekend, and hopefully that'll be nice. It'll especially be nice because uh, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. I run a department, a dairy department, so all your butter, your juice, your uh, biscuits, your cheese, your dips, your all that stuff, your creams, all that stuff, I sell. So I sell all of the holiday stuff, and I don't have to deal with it the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day, which we're usually pretty slow Thanksgiving Day. It's usually just like somebody coming in and being like, we ran out of rolls, get another roll. But the day before is usually hectic, but not my problem. That's my birthday present from the company. Is I don't have to worry about it. I have to worry about it greatly on my birthday. I'm going to be hella stressed on my birthday, but that's fine. uBlock Origin. Oh, is that the ad blocker? Beverage aficionado. What kind of juice? Only orange. We have mostly orange juice, and then we have a couple refrigerated like lemonades, and then we have a lot of like Simply juices, like the Simply apple, watermelon, mango, strawberry, lime, and a few others. We're going to see a movie. Oh, we're going to see a movie. Nice. That's right. We're going to see a movie. Is that on Tuesday? I don't know. This is why you're the schedule keeper. I don't know where I live half the time. You have a God blocker. I like Minute Maid. All those juices you said. I really like the Minute Maid orange juice. I think is my favorite orange juice. I like getting the little bottles of it. Which movie? We're gonna go. Is that? I assume Wicked. I don't think we talked about seeing any other movies. I think so. I don't know. I don't know where I live half the time. Wicked. We're going to see the movie version because we're really into musical theater, and we really like the the musical Wicked. So I'm interested in the movie. It looks pretty good. Are we talking about actual juice or alcohol? I'm talking about actual juice. I have not watched Longlegs. Was I supposed to? Was that in my recommendation? Was that in my homework? I have the worst memory. The best part is some people like will recommend stuff to me, and I'll even write it down in a notebook sometimes, like in the live, and then I'll just set the notebook off to the side, and I won't look at it until the next live. Tampico brand Jay was forced to drink it a lot as a kid. Yeah, that makes sense. Just get a little sick of it after a while. I remember, completely off topic, kind of, the Tostino's pizza, like the square rectangle They're more rectangular, squarish, whatever you want to call it, pizzas. I used to hate those growing up because my parents would always burn it, so it would just be just charred on the bottom and gross, and I didn't like that. Uh, and so my wife, when we moved out, she got Tostinos, and she's like, I got Tostinos. I'm like, that stuff's gross. She's like, no, it's not. And I told her, they always burn it. And she's like, wait. And she made it, didn't burn it. It was amazing. Love Tostinos pizza. I do not partake in any drugs. I barely partake in alcohol these days. Just not really for me. Me too. I get the long-term and short-term memory loss. Just 14 and I can't remember half my life or really anything I did yesterday. I feel that. It's good. Totino's is good. They got good pizza rolls too. This is one of the things I love about my live streams is sometimes we talk about God, and we can have like discussions about like, is God real, like is the Quran a good argument or whatever, and then sometimes we're talking about orange juice, and it makes me happy because I am one of those people who I really try not to take this content too seriously. It's not that deep. It really isn't. I think it's more of a you can sit down and have a discussion about, God and whatnot. Obviously, in some of my videos, I have a little bit more energy and pep just because I'm trying to be engaging and make a video or whatever. But like, especially when I'm doing my live streams, we're just talking. Let's just talk about it. I'm not one of those, watch me debate this dumb Christian. No, let's talk about it. You know. I'm not a sushi person. I don't think she likes sushi either. I feel like depression and anxiety are one of those things you're much more likely to have both than having one or the other. Maybe. I have both. So there's that. I tried to break down what God is over the years, studying many religions. IMO God equals being inspired. In my opinion, God equals being inspired. Maybe. No sushi, we can't be friends. I made a video recently where I said I don't like bacon, and I got a lot of comments like, "That's not real, right?" Because it was talking about homosexuality. Like, one of the reasons why you might think homosexuality is gross, maybe you're just straight and you're just not into it. That's fine. I don't like bacon. I'm not interested, but like, other people can have bacon if they want to have bacon. And a lot of people in the comments were like, he's just using that as a comparison, right? There's no way he actually doesn't like bacon. I actually don't like bacon. I actually don't. I'm not exactly a Christian, but I do believe in God and Jesus and stuff. Does anyone know what that's called? It would, if you believe in Jesus and follow Jesus's teachings, I would consider you a Christian. But maybe you're just like a non-denominational Christian, like you're not a part of like any of the denominations, or maybe you're just kind of going your own way with it. But like a Christian of sorts, maybe not like traditional or whatever. You live in a landlocked state. I do. Me too, actually. I live in the most landlocked state, arguably, or one of them. You know if you've ever had good sushi compared to like Japan? That's a great question. That's always a good question. Hey Drew, watch some of your stuff and subscribe. Keep exposing the nonsense that is Christianity. Appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. You don't like bacon either? I'm glad I found somebody else who doesn't like bacon. I'm glad I found somebody else. I'm glad I'm not the only one because we're a minority. We're few and far between. I love the smell of bacon. Like we'll go to like family gatherings, and somebody will be up in the morning making bacon. It smells great. It's great to wake up to and smell. I don't want any of it, but like you can cook it and you can eat it. I'm just here for like the smell. technically landlocked below sushi. I'm from Las Vegas. Yeah. I always find it funny. Um, we have like fresh seafood at the store that I work at. We have a whole try not to sneeze, sorry. We have a whole like, it's fresh sushi. It's like, hey, buddy, we live in Kansas. How fresh? How how fast did you get it here? From the ocean, from the sea to here. Is it weird just like to like the smell of gas? A lot of people kind of like that smell. Just don't like smell it too much. It's probably not good for you. Very very picky eater, so don't like bacon and really a lot of things. A lot of my friends get mad at me for being picky. I'm a very picky eater too, uh, and I married a pretty picky eater, and my daughter's an even more picky eater. So I get it. I've been trying to like branch out and try new foods lately. Don't ask me why. Like I'll go and try it, and my brain will like be screaming at me like, no, it's something new and scary. And then, like I don't know. I've just found a way to override it lately, and I've been rocking with it. No, it can't be that fresh. It's like the beef and the chicken and stuff. Yeah, we'll rock with that. That's probably fresh. We probably got some farmlands around nearby. Then we get some, but the fish, but the fish. Unless it's catfish and you've completely drained all of the nearby lakes and rivers of catfish. Because I know we have that. That's something I grew up eating here and there. I come from a pretty big catfish family. I like catfish. It wasn't like every day or anything, but like pretty often. Last time I tried mochi, I threw up. Like, is it drowning in flavor or whatever that is? Like, why is it drowning in flour or whatever that is? I don't know. I haven't tried it. Gelato, ice cream, or custard? I lean more towards ice cream. I've had some custard. I'm not against it. I don't think I've tried gelato. I should probably try gelato. But I love ice cream. Ice cream is like my favorite thing in the world. Even though my body doesn't really like dairy. I make it, I don't make it like ice cream, but I make it suffer through ice cream. Because I'd rather that than just not eat it. The drowning in flour thing reminded me, my mom when I was a kid, I don't think I might have been like a teenager or whatever, around like 8th grade or something like that. But my mom tried this recipe where she made, it was a brownie. The idea, a brownie with like cookie dough topping. So like it's a brownie with like a layer of cookie dough on top. It sounded good at the time, and like she made like homemade cookie dough for it, and she asked me to try it, to try like the cookie dough, and so I did. I popped a little bit in my mouth, and it was just a flour explosion. There's just flour caked all over my mouth and my throat, and when I'm just like coughing and dying and not able to breathe. It's like you've used too much flour. You've used way too much flour. Never had gelato or custard because someone explained what they are. They're like weird. I don't know. Favorite flavor of mine is banana. Favorite flavor of what? Of ice cream? Banana flavored stuff is interesting, even though it doesn't taste anything like banana. That's always crazy. We'll eat something, we'll be like, it's banana flavored. But you know damn good and well it doesn't taste like a banana. But like we know what banana flavoring tastes like, and that's what we mean. Ice cream. I've never had banana flavored ice cream. I'm usually more of a cookie dough or cookies and cream type of ice cream eater. If not, just vanilla maybe. I can't do Rocky Road. I mean, it's good. I can do it. Like it's good. It's just got a little too much going on. I usually have just like a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and uh, either hot fudge and Ready Whip or just crushed up Oreos and Ready Whip. Can't do too much chocolate. I can't do too much either. Like I can't drink chocolate milk. Like especially like chocolate and like dairy. I can't do like chocolate milk because it gives me like really bad headaches. Chocolate, just chocolate is fine. Pistachio flavored, nice. You got those unique ice cream flavors. You're not basic. You got those unique flavors. I hope people see this and just be like, oh look, the he's not an angry atheist just screaming about God. He can talk about ice cream. Ice cream is good. Ice cream is fantastic. I have had to cut it out lately because I would do like every other night. I would make a giant bowl of ice cream, and I just had to stop after a while because it's just not good for your body. Strawberry, vanilla, apple. Yeah, I don't even know that far. Wish Hugh Jackman. You don't need to disrespect Hugh Jackman like that. I don't even think I'm a Wish version. I hope everyone has some fun Thanksgiving plans. I don't know what we're doing with Thanksgiving, but I'm sure it'll be fun. It's usually fun, just going and seeing people, whatnot. I may have accidentally started some drama for Christmas, so that's fun. Because I was asked, yeah, because every year I'm asked for a Christmas list, and I don't want things. I don't. I like for years since I was a teenager. I don't want anything for birthday or Christmas. I don't have a list. But this year, I'm like, you know what? I've been doing my religious studies, and there's a lot of books that I want to buy and read and have and stuff. But that's money. I don't have time. I don't have the money for all this. I have like 8 books on an Amazon list that I want to buy and read. So I'm like, let's find a few of these, like 5 of these books, and put them on my wish list to send out to my family. Now I have a conservative family, so I wasn't putting the God Delusion or anything on it. I put another study Bible. I put a Mormon book or Latter Day Saints book. I put Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Jesus Before the Gospels, I think is what it's called, by Bart Ehrman, and On the Origin of Species by our Lord and Savior Charles Darwin. And I sent that off, and immediately one of our family members texts us, and she's just like, I just saw the list. Please don't toy with my emotions. And I'm just like, what? What did they do? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm talking about the books that you asked for. It was like, I wasn't trying to like toy with any emotions or anything. It was my wife texting. She's like, he's not trying to toy with any emotions or anything. It's just he does his religious studies, which you know about, and I try not to pick like the God Delusion or anything. I try to pick like tame books for them, but yeah, and my wife's like, he's not trying to start to toy with emotions or start anything. He just like asked for the books, and you try to be considerate with the books, and then they're just like, okay. It just caught me off guard. I'm still praying for you guys. I'm like, okay. Sorry, I didn't try. I just want books. Books are expensive. I can't keep spending money on books. So we'll see. We'll see if that turns into anything. Because my wife and I are both not Christians or anything. We've both lost the faith, and our family doesn't really love that. Do I think Ouija boards are just children's toys, or do you take them seriously? I don't take them seriously, personally. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What's on the wall? Is that demons? Is there a Ouija board over there? Did we speak it into existence? Hi. Hi, kitten. Sorry, my cat. I look over, my cat's just staring at the wall. Like, what? What are you staring at? I don't believe in demons until one of these cats just starts staring into the distance. Sometimes my cat, I'll be laying in bed, and my cat will be walking across the bed, and she'll just hiss. At what? Why are you hissing? What? There is nothing. It is me in a dark room. That is it. There is nothing in this room. The other cats aren't even in this room. You are walking along a nice, soft, cushy bed, and you just hiss at something. And, like, mean hiss. It's like, what? What? What could you possibly be hissing at? It is the demons. The demons are real. Thanksgiving is very boring for my family. It's the least favorite holiday. All we do is eat, so we don't really say what we're all thankful for. My dad watches the Bears football game on Thanksgiving. We just kind of eat and just catch up with family, especially extended family. I really like hanging out with them. You like fiction books? Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. I think storybooks. Yeah, yes, a hard yes. 5 cats. I have 3, and I'm allergic to all 3 of them. It's great. It's so great. Be careful. If I were you, you might just have a rude awakening. Maybe. I like fiction and sci-fi books. Yeah. My wife's boyfriend had a cat. Was the cat nice? His boyfriend has a dog. Wife's boyfriend has a dog. I used to have 15 baby kittens, but I'm allergic. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I don't even know how we got 3, if I'm gonna be honest with you. 2 of them moved out with my wife when we moved in together. I know you were joking. It's still funny. Um, my wife had 2 of them when we moved out together, and she's like, "They're a package deal. They're coming with me." And I was like, "Okay." I like the cats. And then one day she's just like, "I want another cat." And I'm like, "Okay." I don't know what. Don't eat that. I don't know what possessed me to say okay, but I said okay, and now we have Smokey, who didn't want to come in the camera earlier and let me use her for views. She's just sitting just out of sight, so you can't see her. I did have a moment like months ago where my wife and I were laying in bed and we heard like 3 like knocks, like someone in the hallway knocking on our walls, like just 3 knocks. And I've watched enough demon horror movies to associate 3 knocks with bad things. And I'm just like, I get up, I walk around, nobody's out, nobody's doing anything, and I don't believe in any of this stuff, but I'm still like, what could it be? What is it? Why is there knocks? Who knocks? And it was I'm just trying to be like rational, like it has to be like something else. It can't be demons. I mean, it can be, I guess, but it's got to be something else. And like a couple times that night, we're just like, what is that? And then like the next day, it happens again, and I get out of bed and again I'm walking around. My cats have this water dish that has like a water jug, and when they drink enough, the water empties out and like bubbles go up, and it makes like a knocking sound. It's like, aha, not demons, just a water jug. My favorite animal is spider and cats, but since my dad won't let me get a tarantula, he's gonna get me a lizard. Swag, compromise. Random questions, but why is Kansas City in Missouri and not in Kansas City? It's both. Why is Kansas City not in Missouri and not in Kansas? It's in both, actually. It's on the line, and like some of it's in Kansas and some of it's in Missouri. I don't know why. Would have grabbed the shoddy. I, I thought, cause like we were upstairs, and like there's been times in the past where like my roommate has come to the bottom of the stairs because he was having medical issues, and so I went to the stairs fully expecting my roommate to be down there asking for help or something, and it was just nobody. It was a very full emptiness, you know. It was like a very like there was you expect to see a human and it's an empty hallway. Definitely freaked me out. Speaking of demons, yesterday my laundry room door swung open at 3 a.m. when I was home alone, up and it was shut. And it was shut. That's terrifying. I'd like to believe that there's something else out there. I'd like to believe there's some supernatural ghosts, afterlife, something, even a god. People often say, "I'm gonna get real for a second with you guys," I'm gonna be honest. At the end of this live that nobody else is gonna watch, um, I'm probably gonna uh, say it some other time. But like growing up, I thought I had a good relationship with the Christian God. I thought I understood what this God wanted from me, that I would communicate with this God throughout the day. I was trying to make sure everything that I did aligned with this God's plan, and I thought this God had my back. And in my deconstruction, I dove more into Christianity. I was raised Catholic, and I'm like, you know what? Studying Christianity, the Bible, and Scripture and stuff, and what Jesus said doesn't really align with Catholicism, I don't think. So I kind of became more non denominational. And then I saw how bad Christianity was and harmful it was. I'm just like, but I have a God that's looking out for me, that's all about love and whatnot, and kindness and understanding. So, like, it can't be that one. So that's when I became a theist, and just me rocking with this God that I, made up based on Christianity. Um, and then just came to the realization one day that he's probably not there, or at least I have no reason to believe that he's there. And people say, "Oh, you just reject God. You don't even want God to be real or whatever." I would love, if there was a God, and if it was the God that I grew up with, the God that I thought I had, that I thought was looking out for me, that I had a relationship. It was a proper, relationship over religion. I would love to have that back. I would love there to be a God. Sure, I'll take the Christian God. And I would love for the Christian God to somehow harmonize his goodness with what the fuck is going on in the Bible and all the terrible things going on in the Bible, and to like make that make sense. I often say, if there is a God, if I die and go to heaven, or if I die and meet God, I would have a lot of questions that would need a lot of good answers before I ever bow down to him. That's true. And I might then follow him. I want that relationship back. I want that connection back. I want there to be something else, and I want it to be this being that I always thought had my back. But the evidence really just doesn't support that. It just doesn't. And that kind of sucks. But like, what can you do? So everyone who says like, "Oh, you just reject God. You're not listening to any arguments. You just wipe all the arguments." No, I'm actually looking. I'm actually looking, and not finding it. And more over the last like 2 years that I've been doing this, have just drifted further away, and just like really just isn't anything there, is it? Damn shame, but what can you do? Yeah, you need to burn some sage in that house. Door slamming. I was so scared I filmed it and stuff, but just being 14 and that happened, I screamed so loud. Oh yeah, I would. Thought someone was breaking in. Yeah. That is one badass shirt. Thank you. I bought a bunch of Halloween shirts this year, so I have like 7 or 8. So most days, if not all days, I should be able to wear a Halloween shirt, and that makes me happy. Lost faith, but trying to regain it naturally, kind of. That's kind of what I'm doing. What if we're all just in a simulation? Maybe. Maybe. It's one of those unfalsifiable things. It's like you can't really... Well, as far as what we have so far, we haven't been able to disprove it or anything. Like maybe. But then even if we're in a simulation, there's got to be not a simulation. There's got to be a real world. Even if we're in a simulation inside a simulation inside a simulation, there's got to be like a real world. And in that real world, is there a God? The same questions apply. So not only do I still want to explore this world, even if it is a simulation, because it's the only world that I'm going to live in, probably. So I want to try to understand it, kind of like a video game, studying a video game. I want to learn about the world and the lore and whatnot. Want to know about this world, but also, even if we're in a simulation, someone isn't. And I want to know if that world has a god or anything. And what if we do respawn as a different person? That's why they say some people have an old soul. Maybe. I can rock with reincarnation. And what happens if we die in the simulation? Does a simulation just fry our brain? Like Sword Art Online style? Or do we get out? Who knows? And is our body aging outside of it? So like when we die of old age outside, do we die of old age in here? Or like something might happen, like somebody messed up and like bumped a cable and unplugged one of us. So now they have to like quickly type in like a death of sorts. It's like, oh, he got hit by a car randomly. That's crazy. He died. That's crazy. And it's really because Kevin bumped the stupid wire again. You like and sub? Well, thank you. I'm very open-minded and love these topics. Well, thank you. I try to be open-minded and chill. I really, really, really try not to be like the angry atheist. Christians are so stupid. It's not for me. The idea of a soul came from somewhere, so someone knew something. Maybe. I think it's pretty easy to come up with the concept of a soul, because I always used to say, back when I was still a Christian, or just a theist, an argument that I would use for the existence of a soul in an afterlife and stuff is, I'm too here to not be here. Like, you don't feel like you're just neurons firing in a brain. You feel like you're more than that. You're here. You're conscious. Conscious. Yeah, conscious. You have your own like universe. You have your own like stuff. It doesn't feel like just neurons. So, the idea that someone came up with something beyond just the physical body isn't really all that surprising to me, especially when you think of a lot of cultures, and this isn't to bash religion or anything, because somewhere along the line some cultures disagree, but a lot of cultures came up with different supernatural explanations for the same natural phenomena because they didn't know what was happening. Fair enough. So like natural disasters, an earthquake. Explain plate tectonics to someone 10,000 years ago. It's like the earth is shaking. It must be some kind of entity. What would that entity be? What would it be? And we get into the more spiritual and supernatural ideas. So I think it's something that we could and quite possibly did come up with just kind of on our own. This kind of this untouchable realm. Because there's a lot that we don't understand about the supernatural. Even with our understanding of it, whether it's real or not. There's a lot we don't understand about it. And people often argue like you can't prove the existence of God in the physical scientific realm because he's outside of that. So I feel like the supernatural could have just been created as some weird bubble outside of like what we can explain, if that makes sense. If any of that rambling makes sense. Yeah, you think AI is coming for us? Maybe. Hi, Kieran and Kay. That's my roommate that I was talking about. I'm sure he'll love. Another thing I've thought about is what if we consider what we consider dreams are the real world, and the real world is the dream world. If that makes sense. Yes. I'm typically living a better life and enjoying my time more in dreams, so I vibe with that. Just like, no, don't put me back to sleep. Don't send me back. Don't put me back. Especially because like I have dreams about my wife and daughter, so like maybe they're in the real world too. So like I don't need any dreams. Can't subscribe to organized religion. I can't. The Egyptians think we have multiple souls, the ego and the body. Maybe. I was talking about. I don't know if we told you about the when the cat's water thing was like doing the sound, and I thought it was demons or something. It was when we lived upstairs. When I first heard it, I thought it was you at the bottom of the stairs having a medical emergency because you've done that. And so I went to the top of the stairs fully expecting to see you down there, and it was just an empty hallway, and it was terrifying. It made me start rethinking. 'Cause I think I was a little bit. Yeah, no, it had to have been like over a year ago. So I might have been a little bit more fresh an atheist because I've been an atheist for 2 years, and like before that, like a number of months before that, I was like, I'm an atheist, but like I still believe in I wasn't quite ready to let go of it, let go of the idea of a god, but like it made me question everything because I'm just like, what if there's a demon knocking on my walls? Now, when I die, I don't care where it is, heaven or hell, or anywhere, just as long as I'm with my best friend. Literally, yeah, this sounds nice. Flying dreams are the best. I love. I've like mastered flying in my dreams. Like I just remember in my dreams because I'm a very like specific dreamer. I have dreams every single night and detailed dreams and whatnot, and it's just kind of canon in my dream world. Uh, and I don't always remember it in my dreams, but it's just kind of canon in my dream worlds that I can fly. So like, if I'm in a creepy situation or like someone's chasing me or whatever, I can be like, oh yeah, I can fly, and I'll just fly away. It's funny. It's fun. I enjoy it. I said that to another streamer, and he said, "Now you're tweaking, fam," and banned me. You gotta really try hard to get banned here. I mean, I don't even ban because it doesn't give me an option, which is fine. It's just mute and chat, which is what I would want to do anyway. Back when I did TikTok live streams, I had the option to mute or ban, and I always just muted. Because, maybe someone can still listen and still learn something or whatever. They just can't talk anymore. They lost their rights. Guys, we were talking about flying in our dreams, and all I dream about is zombie apocalypses. Have you had a dream about flying in a zombie apocalypse to get away from zombies? Because I have. I've had a few of those. Like, as long as I stay up, they can't get me. I don't know if I ever really have like lucid dreams all that often, to where like I can control it. I dream so vividly and so often at nights that I just have this stuff in my dream canons where it's just like I can't just fly in my dreams, or like I can't just do this in my dreams. Peanut, hi. Do you need up? Trying to. Here, I'll use you for views. Come here. Oh, kitten. This is Peanut, one of the kitty cats that we have. Okay. She's very happy to be held. She's our cuddle bug. She just loves cuddles. I don't cuddle with her as often anymore, just because my allergies have just kind of gotten worse over the years, so I can't. But she loves being cuddled. Any kind of attention is like her favorite thing. She also has, I don't know if you can see them, she's got thumbs. She's got little thumbs. Little kitten mittens. She also has some brain damage. Her and her sister Snickers, my other cat, both were pretty malnourished when my wife got them. And Peanut here was having a lot of seizures and almost got put down. But she didn't. And she's still here. We're still here. But unfortunately, I think all the seizures and stuff did kind of scramble her brain a little bit. So, it's okay. I seem like a kind soul. I try to be, I know what it's like when people aren't kind to you. Uh, I know what it's like to be put down, to feel like you're worthless, to feel like you're a problem, to feel like you're not good enough, to want to just end it all. And I don't want people to feel like that. And I certainly don't want to be the reason people feel like that. So I adjust my shit accordingly. My cat Sebastian likes to give hugs and sit on my shoulders like a parrot. I named her after a demon from Black Butler, an anime show. Very nice. Yeah, I know all those feelings. Yeah, they're not the most fun, you know. You don't get cuddles from me very often, and I do feel bad. You just make me die. Like, I just took my allergy medication before the stream, so like, it's probably the safest I'm gonna be. Especially because she doesn't always do a very good job at cleaning herself, because she's got some brain damage. She doesn't quite operate correctly. I am nearing. Yeah, we thought she was a boy, so I thought Sebastian might have been an odd name. But it's okay. Also, I think those feelings are what make us human. It's partly the reason I'm scared to go to heaven. Maybe. Cover her ears when you mention brain damage. No, I think that makes it worse. You're just purring away. I've also made the mistake of picking up a sheddy white kitten with a black shirt on, which I can't win. My cats are, they all have the same colors in them, just like prominently they have different colors. So like Smokey is mostly gray, Snickers is mostly brown, Peanut's mostly white. So we can't wear anything. The cat hair will show up somewhere. I'm gonna have a lot of white cat hair on my shirt. I'm gonna have to lint roll it so it doesn't kill me. Like, heaven and hell both seem pointless. I would agree. I've said before, like, because people say you're an atheist, you don't believe in God, so what's the point in anything? I think if the point is either just worshiping God forever or suffering forever, and that's the point of everything, then I think life is pointless, if Christianity is true. Mama says in heaven we don't have feelings like sadness and anger, but I feel like it's only human to be sad and angry, because if we didn't, we would be perfect, and no one is just perfect, right? Yeah, but there's this idea that the souls are perfect, or at least they can be purified and made perfect. So, like, you don't need such human things like sadness and anger. It's very weird. Basically, when you go to heaven and you become an angel, you're stripped of you. You're stripped of your humanity. So it's like you're not really even the same person in heaven. And you just mindlessly worship God because he's so amazing, that's all you can think of doing. That's heaven. That's a good ending in Christianity. I don't really understand it. If I'm an atheist, where does morality come from? We just kind of seemed to have figured out a system of good and bad, and of what is helpful to people and what is harmful to people, what things we can do to people that causes good feelings in those people, and what we can do to people that causes bad feelings in people. And you just kind of figure that out over the course of human history. And it's worked out, especially in giving a survival advantage. You know, if you're in a society, um, sorry, I just want to make sure chat doesn't go too far. If you're in a society, the society works better for everyone when everyone's getting along and treating each other well. And so If the society is prospering, the people inside the society are prospering, and that would include you. So, obviously, we don't have morality perfect. People disagree on certain moral issues, and there are some people who don't care about what's moral. But I think for the most part, we've been able to just kind of figure out what seems to be best for people's happiness, safety, well being, health, and what is not. You're my favorite transgender live streamer. By the way, don't let the haters get you down. Thank you, I appreciate it. Who found that system? Christians? No. Figured that out long before Christianity, sorry. In other countries, they do some vile stuff. In some, yes. I can agree. Yeah, especially how old is Christianity versus how long have humans been alive? It's 200,000 years, right? How long have humans been on Earth? 300,000. I thought it was 200,000. Am I dumb or am I just wrong? I guess it's 300,000. So 300,000 years versus 2,000 years of Christianity, plus the, at best, 10,000 years prior to that. So we were able to figure out morals before that. And then we just kind of plugged in the morals to our various religions. And then now we have people saying, oh, your morals came from the religions. Like, no. Maybe they've passed through that, and that's a way that we've kind of maybe refined or tweaked the morals, but like originally, unless you can prove a god exists or some supreme being came and passed down morals, it seems like we just came up with this stuff on our own. And it just kind of passed that down throughout human history and learned with it and played with it a little bit more. People do have morals who've never been exposed to religion. This is true. And like I was kind of talking about earlier, I got my morals from the fact that I wasn't treated great growing up. And I have a lot of anxiety and trauma and depression and have wanted to end my life a good many times throughout my life. And I know how that feels, and I don't want anyone else to feel like that, and I certainly don't want to make anyone feel like that, so I adjust my attitudes accordingly. That's even as a devout Christian, my morals still weren't about just following God. It's just being good to people and making sure nobody felt like I did. That's just me, though. Wisdom is more powerful than money, so everything could be a big lie. Maybe. I do think wisdom is more important than money. Definitely. If I could like have one wish, I think it would be knowledge and wisdom. Or like I've liked the idea of the power to freeze time, and like while time is frozen, like you don't get hungry or sleepy or anything like that. So I can just stop time and read books and just pack because I don't have enough time to read. Especially since I have a hard time reading now. I've had to switch to just listening to audiobooks because my brain doesn't let me read it anymore. But there's that. Maybe I can listen to my audiobooks while time is frozen. Because, sure. Because happy birthday to my little brother. Mm-hmm. See, I do have to be careful with how I read these because I have read some stuff out loud that I shouldn't have read before. Knowledge, wisdom, peace, serenity. Yeah, very important things. Very important things. I should probably end the live stream soon. What's the point in having money without the knowledge to use it? Yet again, though, in this society we need money to live, so yeah. We live in a pay-to-live society. I'm the type of person, I wish I had money. Not even just to, like, have oodles. Like, I don't need, like, a fancy mansion with like, 50 rooms. I don't even have 50 ideas for what I would do with a room. I would just like enough money to where I don't have to worry about money. I'm not busting my butt in a hard manual labor job just to barely get by because the cost of living is rising faster than any of our paychecks are. Slavery with extra steps. It's a Rick and Morty reference. I appreciate that. Without money in this generation, you are on the streets. That's the point we are at. Yeah. It sucks. And it's crazy because I have a house. And it's not in a very good neighborhood. It's a starter home, a cheap starter home. I make almost $20 an hour. And I make just barely enough for us to get by, to where my wife has to also have a job to give us any extra income, saving for the future, buying a better house someday, having extra play money. It's like, I don't know. I always thought $20 an hour was like a lot. I make 1943. I'm almost there. And it's not enough. It's insane. But anyway, we can go on about that all day. But I do think I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you so much for everyone who was here. It was just a nice little chat. What happened to the American dream? It's dead. This was a nice chat, a nice conversation. We got off topic for a bit, but I honestly like that. I don't like taking this too seriously. I don't like, it's like, no, this is only academic and only Christians are afraid to debate me or nothing like that. I mean, heck, at the bottom of my my channel here on YouTube, I have featured channels, Broken Spectacles. It's my gaming channel that I haven't posted on in a couple of years, but like, I put that just right there. So it's like, you know who you're dealing with. And this isn't a shameless plug. This is just like, so you know how not serious I am. So you know that I'm just not serious or smart or intelligent. It's not that deep when it comes to this content or these chats. So I enjoy it when we get off topic and talk about what our favorite ice cream is or whatever. So thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much for being here. I usually go live every Tuesday at... I might not go live next week because if we're going to see a movie, I might not be able to go live next week. Might schedule another one or just take a week off. We could always do that. But I usually go live every Tuesday at about 9:30-ish p.m. Central Standard Time. Wicked, the new Wicked movie is what we're going out to see. Usually around 9:30-ish Central Standard Time, I do my lives every Tuesday. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much. Anyone who just like stopped even for a second, and then they're not even here anymore. It's you guys don't owe me anything. I'm just a random nobody on the internet. So any kind of support is greatly appreciated. But especially, I got 11 likes in this live. That may seem small, but that's like great compared to my lives. That's like up there above average for my lives. So that's pretty cool. Got some good engagement, good conversations, and just enjoyed it. I try to stop these lives like at about an hour, and I often end up going past an hour. Like we're at an hour and 14 minutes now, just because I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. So thank you all so much for being here, and maybe I'll see you in another live. Have an amazing night. Bye.